our evening. Maybe just say, I wouldn't say what a great crowd, but for a lot of people, and I hope you'll end up being a great crowd before this evening is over. But it's good to see some faces back. Shanae are here with us this evening. Marlene's mother and father-in-law are back from the south. Deal and Alice are here. So good to have a good cross-section representation from the community. So I'm glad you're all here this evening. Our program this evening will be Zach and Sarah. Emily. Sarah. Does Emily know about Sarah? Zach and Emily. Marlene and I met them on the trail around Pine Lake a couple of years ago. I don't know whether you were walking with the Nurburgers that day. But anyway, I'm just going to let you introduce yourselves, more about your background, and tell us whatever you want us to know this evening. So, Zach and Emily.
What's their last name, Tom?
Jones. We're on a first name basis, John.
That's a good answer.
It's not a county.
No, it's first one there.
So my name is Dr. Emily Stoulil is our last name. I'm still learning it too because it's not mine originally. And then
I'm Zach Stoulil.
So we're the chiropractors up in Eldora. So we're gonna talk just a little bit about ourselves and then some things that we're interested in that are a little different that not everybody knows about, and then just kind of why we like to do what we do and stuff like that. So if you guys have any questions, let us know. It'll be kind of informal, so.
Alright, yeah, so I'm Zach. I grew up in Pocahontas. If anybody knows where that is, it's about an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours northwest of here. There's a nice big Indian statue. She'll greet you on the way to town. And then I went to Iowa State to college. And then we met actually at chiropractic school up in Bloomington, Minnesota. And so I guess I first started getting into chiropractic because there was a really good chiropractor in Pocahontas that I really liked, and growing up, he helped me with almost everything that I ever had, whether it was from, back pain. I had really flat feet, so he helped me with that. That caused a lot of my issues. And then different sports injuries throughout my great athletic high school career. And then, yeah, so I was wanting to do something healthcare related, and I liked the idea of the natural healthcare. Being able to help people without, a lot of medications and stuff, people use today a lot of. So I like that idea. It's kind of more natural path.
And then I'm from Wisconsin. It's a small town called Horicon in southeastern Wisconsin. If anybody's familiar with John Deere, there's a John Deere plant there. They make smaller vehicles there, but and a big marsh too. So I went to school at UW-Madison, and then I was originally going to go and be a teacher, but then I coached when I was younger in high school, and it was fun, but I didn't really want to teach a lot. So I give teachers a lot of credit for their patience and stuff. And then I wanted to be what?
What did you coach?
Oh, just 3rd and 4th grade basketball. And then I was thinking about physical therapy, and I went to chat with someone. I just didn't get as excited as I hoped. And then my dad's actually a chiropractor, and I think the only reason I hadn't really pursued it yet was because I didn't want to do the same thing that everybody else in my family is doing. So I ended up following, those footsteps, and I'm really glad I did. So my dad practices back home, so I've been around it my whole life, and I just assumed everybody went all the time, like for anything, but I didn't learn in school that most people don't even know what a chiropractor is. So that was kind of interesting for me to find out. And then my older brother actually is a chiropractor too, so he was a little bit ahead of me in school, and he was really helpful for everything. So I had a really smooth transition going to school up in the Twin Cities then, and then he somehow snuck in and moved to date me when my older brother was right over too. But so here we are, and ended up coming here. So
yeah, so I guess just if anybody doesn't know what chiropractic is, we just We work with people from all different kinds of conditions, problems, mostly a lot of neck, low back, mid-back type pain. It's mostly back pain, but and then we use, like spinal adjustments to try to make sure that everything's kind of moving right, fitting how it's supposed to help the body function better. Most people think of it as kind of pain relief, but kind of the fun thing is that we can help, a lot of different body parts function better too. Just because the nervous system goes through your spine, the spinal cord, and so every cell in your body has a connection to the nervous system. So if the spine isn't, getting in the way of the spinal cord and all your nerves coming out, doing what they're supposed to do, sometimes it can cause other problems. We help a lot of people sometimes with like heartburn and different digestive issues that they might have, some dizziness, headaches, stuff like that sometimes. So it's kind of fun having effects on different things that you might not have even known or realized. And it's really fun when someone comes in with something that they didn't maybe tell you about that they were experiencing like that, and they tell you like a week or two into treatment that, hey, this is doing a lot better, and it changed when that happened, and it's not something we even expected or knew about. So.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. So like you said, a lot of people come in, back pain and neck pain, which we like to help people out with too, but there's a lot more that we can do and like to do too. So, yeah, we use a couple different techniques. Well, we've kind of learned different techniques in school, and then you take them yourself to kind of use what works best for each person that comes in. So we like to match what we're doing with each individual person instead of doing the same thing with everyone. So we find that that's pretty something that seems to work well for people. So.
Yeah, because you can't use the same type of techniques for everybody. In our office, I think we've seen everything from a 4-day-old to someone in their 90s. So you'll treat everybody in between different, depending on how they are and what they like and preferences and what they have going on. We each kind of have different areas we like to work with. I like to work with athletes, especially, something that's fun. The last 2 years I've helped at Quakerdale, so that's where I know a few of you in here. Helping out the basketball players there. So I go down once a week and just kind of work on whatever issues they have, and then go to their games. And I helped with the football team and for South Hardin this last fall. I was on the sidelines, so that's kind of fun. But we work with everybody of all ages, and sometimes this, like the sports background, help people who might have an injury related to something you might get during an athletic event. So.
And then I like to work with kids and then pregnancy a lot too, in addition to other people as well. So like you said, sometimes little babies will come in, and most people are like, babies come to the chiropractor, but it's way different, they don't have any cracking or anything, it's just light pressure, their bones are way different than ours and everything, so just kind of light pressure and working on things. So we've seen some kind of cool things, like it's really fun to help them if they're having problems, constipation or things like that, to see how effective what we do can be depending on what's going on with them. So I like to work with little babies and kids a lot too. And for them, again, it's kind of taking it, each time they come in and seeing what they're okay with and kind of meeting them where they're at. So, and then with pregnancy, it's really important too. There's a special, like a branch off of what we do called the Webster technique, that you balance kind of just the sacrum and pelvis down here to help them kind of grow. A lot of stuff's changing during those 9 months, so help them grow, grow in alignment, and then hopefully have the best labor and delivery as possible for them too. So that's another area that's fun to work in and help keep them comfortable too during the whole time. So I'm sure some of you that have had kids before haven't always been too comfortable the whole time. So it's kind of another way to help that out without using medications, because I know a lot of people, they don't recommend taking a lot of that during pregnancy and things too. So that's another area that I like to work with. And then kind of, like you said, with those areas, we like to kind of apply those to everybody too. So the more we learn, the more we can do. So.
And then besides just, treating people for the pain and stuff, we like to do other things in the office, like some nutrition with people, just kind of like lifestyle type changes. Talk a lot with people, especially these days, about like the ergonomics of their desk, or different areas, because you spend a lot of time sitting, so that can be a huge cause of people's discomfort through their life. And then, doing kind of community talks. We try to do a few a year.
Yeah, usually we do 3 every spring and then 3 in the fall at the library in Eldora. So we really like getting to go there. We talk about a lot of different things. We usually talk about nutrition or eating at one of them. And then we've done like like sleep, kind of staying active and things like that. Because we like to help people in the office, but then if someone's comes in for something, we help them out, and then they go back to this environment where they're just kind of, you know, recreating the same issues all the time. We kind of want to help them get things, so like we like to see people and help them, but we kind of want to give people the tools to help themselves too, and to feel like they're, you know, empowered over their health, because you guys are. So we like to talk about all that. We kind of like to focus more on the, there's a lot of people that are out there, doctors, for helping people when they're really sick, so that's good, but then we like to help people stay healthy and continue to be healthy, so kind of the other end of the spectrum is what we like to do. So that's kind of, you know, our main focus on things, and we like to do, like you said, the health talks, and we do them other places too, so if you guys ever had a group or something, you wanted something specific talked about, if we talked about something tonight, you guys probably would all be here until it was dark, so don't wait on that long. So we just like to talk about, you know, anything really. There's a ton of stuff, and a lot of the information people get, you know, since we have the internet and just a lot of things we hear, I think people aren't really sure about a lot of stuff. I'm not saying we know it all, but we try to give the best information that we keep up with and can share with people. So.
What brought you to Eldora?
Just kind of the practice. We basically took Pocahontas on this end and Horicon on this end and said, we'll look for anything in the middle in Iowa and Wisconsin. And there are different people who help, you know, buy and sell practices, kind of like realtors. And so Dr. Nuremberg, who's here before, contacted one of those companies, and I talked to him on the other end about a different practice, actually, that was in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And they said, you know, that one might be nice, but from what you're telling us, this one might meet your needs a little bit too. And so neither of us had actually ever been in Eldora.
Yeah, we thought,
practice.
We didn't know what it was, and we were like, oh, this will make us be more confident in this other place. And then we came, and we just loved the town, and we liked the lake, and Dr. Ron and Marilyn are just great people too, so that was really nice to meet them. And so, yeah, we're really happy so far. So.
When did you come?
July of 2015.
And then I came a couple months later, so.
She was a little behind me in school, so.
We didn't start at the same time. I think my GPA was better, actually. No, I'm just kidding. But I actually got to work that end for your last semester. One good thing about our school is we got to get out in clinics really early and work with people from, you know, pretty much middle school, which was a really good experience. And for my last semester, you could go anywhere you wanted, and I got to go home and work with my dad and my brother for 3 months or something. So that was pretty cool to work with them. So we still, you know, my family's got like an adjusting table in our living room, a portable one, but you know, we go home to give each other adjustments and stuff, and it's like a couch in the living room. It's kind of weird for most people.
So when a patient comes to the office, the person which of you takes the case is determined by the problem. Is that right?
It depends. Usually we let people have a choice, if they have a choice. Otherwise, I mean, if someone comes in and they have like specifically like a sports injury or it's a bigger guy, usually he'll see him. And then, you know, if it's a small child or something, or someone who's pregnant, usually they'll gravitate more towards me. But we don't really, anybody can see, you know, any of those people still can see whoever though, so yeah, it's just kind of, and people can see both of us too. Some people have seen both of us, and so.
It is interesting what you said about the body being so interconnected, because we have a 2-year-old grandson that had tons of problems with ear infection, one after another, and they were to the point of going to put tubes in his ears, and he went to chiropractor, started with the chiropractors in the Clear Lake area. And I don't think he's had an ear infection since.
That's really cool.
No.
That's good.
It's amazing. Yeah, I just never thought about that.
I guess our thoughts is we're always a good place to start, because very, very rarely is it going to cause any more problems. You know, so if it doesn't work, you know, you're out a little bit of time, you know, so, you know, I guess, so that's why we like it, you know, because if you do something more invasive, like have a surgery or something, you can never take that back. So we like to keep people from having to have those.
What can you do about balance problems? Many of us our age are having balance problems.
There's a lot of things. It depends, there's a lot of things that cause it. Sometimes if someone has things are out of alignment in their lower back or different areas, you have these proprioceptors that pick up on input from the environment where you are. But if things are kind of, not moving well and not really free to function how they should, then the feedback there isn't quite where it needs to be. So, we don't help, I can't guarantee we help everything every time, but usually working on those areas can help, help with the balance and help you feel more stable. Because that is really a concern a lot of people have, especially as you get older, because your vision's not as good, and that's normally one thing you rely on a lot for balance. So it's a lot of making sure that you're able to move well, and then keeping your muscles strong in here. So keeping walking too and stuff like that. So yeah, because if you can keep active, that helps so much with everything. So that's what we like to do, is keep people going. So. Anybody else have any questions?
Well, you mentioned, thought you were interested in physical therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Do the lines cross? Are they a little blurred sometime between chiropractic and physical therapy? And does acupuncture or acupressure come into play of what you do? Or do you keep some pretty clear lines and not cross them?
I think usually if there's a healthy relationship, they can work pretty well together, depending on what's going on with somebody. Because a lot of times I feel like a lot of medical doctors, and not saying anybody's specific, but they'll tell somebody to do one or the other, but I think they work well together, because if things aren't really lined up well, but you're strengthening something that's not quite functioning right, I feel like that's kind of not quite getting it where it needs to be either. But if you get something lined up right and then work on strengthening the core or whatever it is, I feel like then people can see greater success with them together. So I think together they work really well. So I don't think there's a bad relationship.
No, like you're talking lines. The one thing that we do that's specific is the adjustments. That's something that you can't really get with any other, like a physical therapist in Iowa can't adjust the spine or any joints like we can. So that's one extra benefit. But they're a lot better with the exercise. We'll give people some core exercises and stuff, but we don't, I guess, have the time, or like a lot of insurances won't reimburse us to do exercises with patients. So I guess it's hard for us to always, spend a half hour, watching people, helping people stretch or helping people do this, just because it's not, I guess, part of our business model necessarily. And then with acupuncture, chiropractors in the state of Iowa can do acupuncture if you take extra classes. The two of us, neither of us have done it yet, but it's something that we'd like to add in the future. So.
Yeah, it'd be nice. There's not really too many, there used to be one in town, I know, at the hospital, that people said really good things about, which we would enjoy if he was still there, but he's not. So we've been talking about maybe taking it so that there's somebody in town, because I know some people have seen really good results with acupuncture too. So.
There's those electrode things you put on. Talk about that.
Well, there's I guess something called electric stim sometimes that you can put on muscles. It's kind of, I don't know, cool, because you can feel your muscles sometimes twitch, or like if you put it on your arm, you can see it kind of rock back and forth. It just kind of helps them contract, and that can, like the electric signal that goes through can kind of help temper the nerve blockages, so you don't feel a lot of extra pain, and then it'll actually help the tissue heal faster. Too. And there's a lot of different kinds of electric stim. It's like you'll see like the TENS units that you see on TV to buy. That's a different electric wave. Like those look different. I don't know, they're more kind of a rectangle shape when they go through. Then some of the ones we use are more kind of like a wave. It's kind of weird physics. I don't, above my, I know how to use them, but as far as exactly how it works, sometimes, it's tough to,
What about food additives, or are you into more natural foods? Or?
Yeah, we like to eat, so we encourage people to eat more like real food. So nowadays it's just kind of, we didn't really have a lot of the stuff and prepackaged stuff in the older days that we have now. That's changed a lot, but our bodies haven't really changed that much, so it's harder for us to break down and stuff. So a lot of us feel a little more sluggish and everything than we normally have in the past. So we encourage people to just eat like food how it comes. Like, you know, like do more cooking at home and like eat, you know, fruits and vegetables and stuff, how they're grown instead of, you know, if you can minimize, like eat more stuff fresh and even things from the area is really good too. But yeah, just getting your food from the food source that you recognize what it is and where it's from. Because a lot of the stuff we eat nowadays isn't really that close to food anymore. It's kind of just something that tastes good and it'll stimulate, you know, make our pleasure centers and our brain happy, but we don't really get a lot of nutrition from it. So what you eat is literally like what, you know, our body is turning itself over all the time. So you want to make sure you're eating mostly good food. I mean, you can splurge and stuff. You can have some German chocolate cake in a while. It's like 80, we tell people to do the 80-20 rule, like 80% of the time try to eat, you know, well, and then 20%. Because otherwise, if you don't, you know, you want to enjoy stuff too. But the more real food you eat, the more you'll enjoy it because it'll taste better to you if you're not eating so much stuff with the extra. You know, if you put as much salt on your food as like they have in some of the frozen dinners and stuff, you wouldn't eat it because it's just so much. They're really good at making it so it tastes good, but just adding stuff yourself is really good. So yeah, we like to talk about that too.
One thing that always stuck out with us when we were learning nutrition in school was our teacher told us that if it wasn't a food in 1900, you shouldn't eat it. You know, so like a lot of the chicken nuggets or Oreos, or, you know, I mean stuff like that you know wasn't around and it's kind of been created in the lab. And he always put an add to that and margarine, because I guess margarine was invented in like 1865 or something. So we always, you know, said stay away from that one too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff, you know, that's always changing, like are eggs good or bad for you and all this stuff. But for the most part, if you're eating real foods, I think you do well with them. So we should feel, you know, pretty well most of the time. But I think a lot of us don't, and we just don't even realize because we're so used to it. So does that help? Sorry.
So do you believe in vitamins?
Yeah.
Like in the nutrition and the...
Yeah, we take some. Again, we kind of encourage people to get as much as you can through your diet, because then, you know, you're getting it with other nutrients that help you absorb the vitamins better. But there are some that, like vitamin D is one during the winter time. I mean, this time of year, if you're outside a little bit, you're fine with that. But there's certain ones that people should maybe think about getting if you have a blood test and find out your levels and stuff. But for the most part, the majority of things you should be able to get if you're eating a well-balanced diet. But yeah, there's a handful of things that we recommend. But so, I mean, I think vitamins are good, but if people use it to replace, because like we've both taken vitamins pretty much our whole life, but if you're using it to replace, like some people think that they just don't have to eat, you know, any green food or something if they're eating. Not everyone, but some people do. So if people are using it to replace good food, that's not right. But if they're eating a good diet and then kind of filling in the cracks with some things that are important, that's good. So.
Yeah, you can take every supplement you want, but if your diet's not good, you're not going to feel good, and you're not. And a lot of times the food too, what's kind of cool about nature is that it usually has other stuff that really meshes well together or helps you absorb, the vitamins that are in it. Because a lot of times, I guess there are like some vitamins take a fat with it to be able to absorb. Whereas some, don't. So like your vitamin C, you can just take a pill and your body kind of absorb it. But some of the other ones, you need some sort of fat eaten with it. Otherwise, it'll just pass right through your body and you won't even absorb it. So that's where, getting it from the food is important, because if you're just trying to take it from a pill, you might not necessarily even absorb what you're trying to get, because you might not have some of that extra added things with the food. Like a lot of times the stuff that you get it in nature, there's, like the protective mechanisms, or, they all work together in different ways. Like you hear about antioxidants and stuff like that. Well, they've done lots of studies that show that something with this particular antioxidant, if we give someone it in a pill form, it doesn't really necessarily do that much. But if you give someone the food that this is really high in, it does, wonders for people sometimes. So.
Yeah, and that's why they always encourage people to like eat the rainbow, because a lot of different nutrients and vitamins and things come in different, there's different colored fruits that have different properties and vegetables. So that's the importance behind that. So I know a lot of kids now, well, probably adults too, they'll eat kind of a tan colored plate, like, it'll just be you know, mac and cheese and stuff like that, kind of all one color. So, and that's probably doesn't have a lot of nutrition in it anyways. But if you can get a colorful plate, then you're gonna get a lot of nutrients in it and stuff like that. So.
And blue M&Ms don't count.
So, yeah. Onions are good for you.
Probably good for those.
Probably not fried ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 20% though. So, yeah. You got some other questions?
You mentioned babies, drinking babies, and we're having great-grandchildren now. Now, I was amazed when the mothers said, oh yeah, we're going to take the baby to the chiropractor, and actually, one of them never rolled over until treated in the chiropractor's office, and they're right there. She
That's
rolled
cool. That's really cool. Yeah, births, like, probably one of the most traumatic things we go through. I mean, that's just because you're coming out of a small area. So that's one of the most traumatic things that, you know, you do, other than if you have like a car accident or something. So it's good to, you know, make sure everything's working well for them. And yeah, it's really gentle too. So they usually do pretty well with it. So. Any other questions?
So how much should you exercise?
So I think they more than they usually say. Like I think getting some kind of activity in, you know, for at least 30 minutes or so most days of the week is probably good. But it's hard because a lot of us. I've been reading a lot by this. She's like a body, like biomechanist who studies the body, and she said like in the, you know, a long time ago people used to have to walk and you had to gather all your food. You know, a lot of people farmed, we did a lot of physical things, and nowadays most of us, a lot of people sit, you know, most of the day. And then you might get up and move for a little while, but then you still sit the rest of the day. Which, you know, I can't necessarily do anything about, but it's really important to make sure every day you're getting some kind of activity in. Whether, you know, it's just going for a walk, you know, for a little while, or parking in the back of the parking lot, so you gotta walk a little further, like. So I think it's really different for everybody, but I think it's, you know, probably at least, yeah, 30 or 45 minutes most days of the week. And you don't have to run every day or anything like that, but just getting out and walking is big. And then kind of being conscious of what you're doing. Like, you shouldn't be sitting for hours straight. You should always get up at least, you know, every 45 minutes or so and take a little walk around the house or something, or even just get up and do a couple of squats or something, but just to get up and move. We really shouldn't sit too long to be still, so. But yeah, some people have physical jobs, they do move a lot throughout the day, so that is a good thing. We were just talking about that, so. But yeah, so the more sedentary, the more sitting you do during the day, the more you should be moving outside of that, so. But yeah.
What should truckers do?
Pull over and go. Yeah, that's a hard one. No, yeah, that's hard. So I guess it would just depend, you know, when you get breaks and stuff to, you know, at a rest stop or something, to make sure you get a little bit of walking in 5-10 minutes or something.
But sitting that long, and I mean, they're obviously not moving
Yeah.
very much. How much should a trucker go out and walk at the end of his day or night?
Yeah,
I mean, just because of the amount of time that they sit.
Yeah.
I would still, yeah, I mean, at least a half hour, you know, try to walk for that. I mean, it depends. You know, you try to, you know, yeah, I mean, take your little breaks and stuff, do some stretching, you know, try to walk, you know, park towards the back of the truck stop and, you know, get out and walk.
And then think a lot about
You can.
how your setup is too, how you're sitting, because you want to make sure your back's supported well, because they have different studies about like vibrational forces on you while you're sitting. Some are helpful, like some people use that as exercise now, and then some are kind of, you know, a little harmful on you. So if you can make sure you're in the position for your body to be least negatively impacted by that, so, you know, just making sure you have things, you know, you're comfortable and things like that are big too. So I know that doesn't really answer the exercise, but still helps to be more comfortable and have less wear down from things.
I I noticed last time in your office, you had that cushion, and by the chairs I got behind it. Oh man, this is comfortable. Back's for a lot.
It's nice. Yeah. Because I know when I sit in the car otherwise, sometimes I go like that, and then your upper back starts to get sore, and then luckily my husband's a chiropractor, but so yeah, it's kind of about all your daily stuff, what you're doing, kind of analyzing it and making it more efficient for yourself. So.
Because like a lot of times, even in like recliners and things, like your low back should have like a little bit of an inward curve. So much when you sit, especially in soft chairs or different things, you know, it feels comfortable, but you lose that because you get kind of sunken in. So sometimes put like a little support or, you know, a little pillow back there, like in your truck, making sure that has a good lumbar support for it, so you can kind of make sure.
Yeah, you can throw it up there.
Some of them do, you know, yeah, make sure that it.
90% trucks, they in air seats, they have the.
Yeah, I think nowadays they're getting more aware. Newer trucks and stuff.
The newer seats, there's like 6 air switches.
Some of them I've heard are too big. So.
Yeah, I'm just pretty comfortable.
I have a question.
Yeah.
A couple of questions.
Okay.
What are the exercises you guys do? Because I know you do them. And then what is the most common ailment that you guys deal with? And I know that you deal with separate ones. So start with the exercise first.
Yeah, what do you do?
Well, one stretch that I do, because I guess I got really, you know, sitting a lot during school was hard on us. So, you know, you get a lot like this. So one stretch that I do just to keep my neck better is I kind of like a chin tuck, they call it. So you kind of just bring your head back. And then you should, like, if you're doing it right, you feel it like right through here and up through here is one of the best ones you can do for that. That's probably the most common one that I guess I do every day at different times, especially if I have a day where I'm sitting a little more or driving a long time. So then you can, you know, just kind of do it over and over, or hold it for about 15, 20 seconds. Try to get things loosened up.
And is that one that can help with headaches?
Oh yeah, it's a really good one for headaches because, you know, when you get out like this, you know, I'm exaggerating, but, you know, these muscles here get tight, and then the muscles back here get tight, whereas then the ones in the front get kind of stretched. So it helps kind of stretch the ones in the back, and then to get in that position, you have to activate the ones in the front that are almost overly stretched. So it does two things for you.
That explains it.
Yeah, and then I just more recently started doing more with like we have a kettlebell. So I like to do some things with that. Like one thing that we've been teaching people is like how to bend properly. A lot of people do that wrong, and ourselves included at times. So a lot of people, you know, you learn you gotta, you know, lift with your knees, which is good. But then people they bend like this, and then they arch their back like that. So then you're just setting yourself up to get, you know, to kind of have injuries or get achy after a while. So instead, you kind of bend at your hips here instead. So you kind of stick your butt out, and then so you can do kind of just like things with the kettlebell like that, but kind of just focusing on getting that better movement because we lean over a lot during the day. So kind of working on things like that to kind of help keep the back in good shape. So
You're hearing me talk about standing like a little ways away from a wall, then when you go to bend over, you should hit the wall, you know, instead of bending out forward. You know, just as kind of a way to train your body to do it without thinking, just as kind of an exercise. And just kind of do it over and over again, which is good. Because you shouldn't move at the low back, you want that movement at the hips. The most common ailment.
Yes.
It's, I mean, pretty much the two things that we see in almost everybody. You know, someone has neck pain. A lot of times that comes from muscles up through kind of here getting tight because of the postural type thing, or else, you know, low back from various things. I mean, those are the two things that we see probably 75–80% of the time. The smattering of other things that come in too. So.
yeah, and a lot of people have trouble with those things like sleeping and stuff like that too. So it's really nice to help with things like that, so that you can, you know, move better and feel better when you wake up in the morning. So.
And how long is your average, what I call your average intake session of trying to figure out what's going on, what you may have to work with? How long does that normally last?
I guess it depends on which one of us you see. I mean, I guess mine are usually probably a little shorter. Half hour, 45 minutes, usually we'll spend in the room together figuring out what's going on. And it depends on what's going on. Some people come in and they tell you, what's going on, and it's a pretty simple, basic thing. You still go through a lot to make sure that it's not something more serious that you need, that we're going to tell you we can't help you with, go somewhere else. But, some people have more complicated things, and hers are maybe a little longer.
Like an hour and 15 minutes.
So it is.
I talk a little more, so.
Yeah.
So if somebody's got time crunch.
So you were talking about sleep problems. So do you think like mattresses, is there a difference? Like should it be hard, soft, or?
I think that's kind of hard. Mattresses and like pillows and stuff are a little different for everybody. So we don't recommend any one sort of mattress, but it's good to see how old it is. I think they're only supposed to be 8 years old.
8 to 10 years, they kind of figure.
Most people's are much longer than that, but that's one thing. So that's one area to look at, and then if you have a good pillow too, that's a good thing. For those, if you want to look for, and again, everybody's a little bit different what they need. You want to avoid things that have your head like flexed up all night, because again, that really tightens through there. But if you have something that supports that neck like that, usually people do a lot better with that, or even relatively flat, but kind of supporting that neck, or flat is better than really fluffy. But some people they need that to sleep and they do really well with it. So
it's kind of finding that middle ground a little bit. Like you're talking about a bed. Too soft is bad because if you sleep on your back or on your side, you really sink into it, and that really changes the curve and the pressures that everything's doing. But too hard, obviously, that's uncomfortable because you're getting, pressure point spots like on your hips and on your shoulders. So trying to keep things kind of neutral with your spine. So that's why we kind of recommend something somewhere in the middle. I've had someone tell me that the Sleep Number bed is the worst thing they've ever bought. I've had someone tell me that it was the best purchase they've ever made. For every bed kind out there, every pillow kind, someone's got, I hate it or I love it story. So that's why we don't try to lump everything into one, because I don't want to tell you to go buy this thing and then you spend for a mattress, maybe $2,000 or $3,000 on it and then hate it and, be mad that my chiropractor said it'd be great. You don't really know. For those things, one of our recommendations is try it in the store for a while, but you're not going to know. You probably get a minute or two. Those you're probably not going to know until a week or 2 weeks that you're actually sleeping on it. So it's hard to say, make sure it's got a good return policy and don't be afraid to use it. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, you could get one a little on the firm side and get like a topper or something. They make those nowadays. So then you'd be a little, and then as it wears out, maybe it would be. But yeah, kind of just, it's a little different for everybody. So.
And some of the products that you guys may have in your office that people could pick up?
We have a pillow that we both use that we like. It's kind of contoured, which is nice because your head can kind of fit in it. With it, it's got 2 different things. So one, if you're more of a back sleeper, it's got a little bit of a smaller one, so it fits back here nice, so your head just kind of rests in a good neutral position. And then we have the other side has kind of a little thicker one, so if you sleep on your side, it kind of fits nice in there. Which are nice. We sell different kinds of supplements, and we try to sell them from companies that we think are of higher standard.
We mostly use the ones that it's the companies that we order from, so
we take.
Yeah, we wouldn't, there's a lot of stuff out there, so we try to find ones that are reasonably priced, but then that we trust too, so.
Good quality, because sometimes, some of that, you get what you pay for. They've done studies on some of the more generic brands at some of the big box stores, and if they say it has this much vitamin C in it, it might not have near that much. So, be sure that you're getting that from high quality sources. Some of we each take fish oil every day. One of the sources that we use that's nice is the fish that they get to make their fish oil is usually, sustainably caught, because there's different kinds, that are being more taken advantage, and overfished. So that's another thing. But too, that they're not coming from some fish farm where they've been, swimming in each other's, stuff all the time. So water should be hopefully clear and stuff. So.
How do you said your chiropractor?
Yeah.
Now, like I can't lay in my bed or in our bed for more than 5 hours, 6 hours tops. Otherwise, my back's just it's gonna lock up. What do you do about something like that?
I mean, first, you could always try. Maybe you have something in your back that's preventing you from being able to lay that long. So getting adjusted. Coming in, working through. A few adjustments, a few treatments, and see how that extends it.
I went to a chiropractor there in Ames, and when I went in the first time, my whole body was about 1.5 inches off. So, but yeah, he said, pretty bad, but it came back to normal pretty quickly. But still never fixed the staying in bed for more than 5 hours. The first night, so I like to sleep for 6 to 10 hours.
I don't know how old your mattress is.
Oh,
brand new. Maybe it's, I don't know. Some of that stuff could be a lot of time you're spending a lot of time sitting, so maybe that's kind of messing with it. Like you said, the adjustments made it maybe better for a while, but it came back pretty quick. And that could be because of, like she was talking about, your habits, your patterns that you're doing on a day-to-day basis. It could be something tough to change, but it might be something you have to.
Back pain goes away probably 3 hours into the day after I get moving. I gotta work it out. So, but I really gotta get moving on stuff, otherwise it won't go away.
Yeah, probably getting some kind of regular stretching. Some people do religiously, 10 or 15-minute stretching routine either in the morning or before bed, and that keeps them going for the day too. So kind of identifying some things you need to stretch, work out.
Yeah, I used to try to stretch my back and I'll give it a good crack.
So you guys have 3 more associated questions. What do you think about water? How much should we be drinking? I think you guys have another educational component coming up.
Yep.
And what are your hours?
So water, a good guideline is kind of to drink half your weight in ounces. So that's what I think you should track it for a little while at least, because I started doing that and I realized I was drinking way less than I should be. So I keep track of it now, or at least now I'm aware, drink this water bottle so many times, then I'll have that. But usually half your weight in ounces. So it's another motivation to lose weight probably, because you have to drink as much water. But that's a good guideline I think to go with. And it can be a lot, but it's really a good thing for you to do, because most of us are dehydrated a lot of the time. Especially if you work outside a lot too, you're going to want to drink more on these days like this. So that's for the water. And then if you don't like water, put some lemon or something in it, cut something up like that, because it's really the best thing you can drink. Especially if you drink soda and stuff like that, that doesn't count. So soda and coffee doesn't count as your liquid. Yeah, so it's in addition to that. So.
And then you said our talk, what day is it?
May 23rd. It's a Tuesday.
We do it at 6 o'clock in the library in Eldora. And it's going to be, we're going to talk about inflammation in the body, because your body has a lot of systemic inflammation. So it's kind of all over in different ways, maybe to kind of temper that. And the reason that that's important is because, if your threshold for getting sick is here, and normal is here, and maybe if your diet or different things isn't very good, your levels might be here, so you don't have as much room for air. Sometimes, and it could be a lot of different things. So your body is always kind of at a pro-inflammatory state. So you always have a little inflammation going on all the time that might make you more prone to injury or getting sick more often. And then our hours, we're there from 8 to 5 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then from 1 to 5 on Thursday. And then Saturday mornings, kind of by appointment, we're there. If we're in town, we're usually working, but both our families out of town and stuff, we usually try to get away at least once or twice a month. So we try to be in town at least 2 Saturdays every month. So it's always worth calling and asking if we're going to be there or not, because we start, right away in the morning and then just kind of see patients on the schedule, and when we're done, we go home. So
where are you located?
On the southwest corner of the square. in Eldora, right by the hardware store.
Okay. New business then?
We've been there about 2 years.
Oh.
There was a chiropractor there before us when we bought the business. So.
Okay.
May I ask one question, Tom?
Oh, is that okay?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Ken.
Do you see this as a lifetime vocation, or how do you, more experience, you get better at it and get more clients?
Yeah, I think it's a lifetime thing. Like my dad's been doing it for 30 years, and he told him recently he's going to do it 10 more years, and he's 60 now. So yeah, it's kind of a lifetime thing. I really like it because it's kind of a different way of thinking than a lot of people are, or a lot of things are nowadays. And I don't think I could do anything different in the health field, at least. So no, I think it's you definitely with anything, you learn different things. You have there's pluses and minuses to younger, as you age, you get experience, which is always good. And, all of us get better at everything we do as we get older, but then you also have newer information, and we're pretty eager to learn a lot. We go to a lot of seminars and stuff too, so we're trying to keep up on that a lot too, so.
I'll tell people sometimes that I hope I'm the worst chiropractor that I'll ever be today. Because in the future, hopefully, we just keep getting better. So.
Is a bigger town, a little more opportunity?
It's different. We both interned in big cities and stuff, and it's still, it's nice, but it's not as personal and stuff. Like you don't really get as involved with the town either. So we both like that too, since we're from small towns.
Yeah, we were from small towns, and we picked it for a reason because we wanted to come to one. So.
Do you treat, I have a grandson who's 5 with extreme allergies. Do you treat children for allergies?
We work on children, so can't say I treat the allergy, but by working on their spine, helping them function better and stuff, So that's something that could potentially do well.
And sometimes some nutrition things too, like you're talking about the inflammation and stuff can help. A couple of things, maybe something in the diet might be triggering more allergies too. So.
Well, thank you, Zach and Emily.
Yes.
I look forward to meeting Sarah. I guess it's too late to welcome you to the community. You've been here about 2 years. So, So, good to have you part of our community.
Yeah, thank you. No, we've gotten to spend a little time in New Providence, and we've really enjoyed it. So, at Quakerdale and stuff. So, everyone's been very nice.
With the business, there are no requirements necessarily that you tell bad jokes like Ron did.